Hey guys, how you doing? Mr. Wicked Shot here, back with another video, a reaction video again in the series. And for today's reaction, we'll be taking a look at another victim of police brutality and how much of you have heard of this story. But I'm just trying to bring as many of them to light so we understand that all lives matter at the end of the day, and we need to use that and it together to get this issue taken care of and bring light to others that have suffered at the hands of police, right? Because now we're in a time where there's a lot of accountability being taken, and we want to make sure these people did not lose their life in vain. So I want to do my part in bringing the source to light and let you see that you're not alone in your suffering and your pain in the black community, and that's why you have supporters on the white side that are with you in those protests, is because they understand, and they've probably suffered themselves, but their stories are not being um popularized, like you see with any a lot of the stuff that happened to unarmed black individuals that are brutalized by cops. So I'll be trying to do my part to make you guys, to bring it to light and let you guys see some of those stories and how horrific they were, and that these guys, as I say in the past, that it's just out of pure evil. They don't care if you're young, old, white, pink, blue. True evil do not care, and that's how you have to think about it and stop trying to make them turn it into a race war, and just come up with logical ways of making the system better and less um, usable for individuals like these. So let's check out this video. We'll try to watch two videos in this episode if possible, and get you guys thoughts on it down here. So this one I think has to do with a dad and his 6-year-old son, I think, was the victim for this one. But I think the officers that were involved in it were black. So you have seen what happened when the officers are white and the victim is white, and you have seen as already on the TV what happened when the victim is black and the officers is white. Now you're gonna see an instances where the officers that committed the crime are black, both black, and the victim are white. And this is a dad and his son. But fortunately, the dad survived, his son didn't. Let's watch and see what you guys think about this one.
The Louisiana State Police are investigating a shooting involving city marshals that killed a 6-year-old boy and then critically wounded his father. Christopher Few and his autistic son, Jeremy Mardis, were shot Tuesday after a chase in the central Louisiana town of Marksville. David Begnaud is outside the Marksville Police Department with what police say led to the marshals firing. David, good morning.
Christine, good morning. The Avoyelles Parish coroner says he was told by a crime scene investigator that the four marshals were pursuing the driver because there was an outstanding warrant. But this morning, the Louisiana State Police tell us there is no evidence a warrant even exists.
6-year-old Jeremy Mardis was killed by bullets that were intended to stop his father, Christopher Few. According to Louisiana State Police, Few led 4 law enforcement officers on a short pursuit Tuesday night and stopped on a dead-end road.
The initial conversation to my investigators when they arrived was that the vehicle's backing up on them, they feared for their life, and they started firing.
Colonel Michael Edmondson is head of the Louisiana State Police, which is leading the investigation. CBS This Morning has learned as many as 2 law enforcement officers fired nearly 18 rounds at the SUV.
There were a lot of shots fired that night, and they were coming in one direction. There's nothing for us that indicates any fire coming from that SUV. There was no weapon found in that vehicle.
Young Jeremy was hit by 5 bullets in the head and the chest, killing him at the scene. His father was also shot and is hospitalized in serious condition.
He tried to basically get me out of the van.
Megan Dixon says she is engaged to Few. She claims they argued that night outside a local pool hall. Shortly after, she says Few stopped alongside her vehicle at a red light.
Instead of me running him over, I just went around him, and then I heard the sirens.
Dixon believes that interaction may be what caught the attention of the authorities, prompting the law enforcement officers to pursue him.
Why were they trying to pull Mr. Few over?
Well, until we speak to those officers, we don't know.
The colonel says at this point, his investigators need more information from those officers involved in that shooting.
Does this situation trouble you?
Well, I think the longer it takes for these officers to come forward and give us information, it's more concerning. Come forward, tell us what happened.
At least 3 of the 4 officers involved work full-time for the Marksville City Police Department. The other works full-time for the Marshal's office. But at the time of the shooting, we're told by state police they were working a side job for the Marshal's office, further complicating exactly whose authority they were operating under. Anthony, this morning we're told there is video from one of the officers that may show the events leading up to the shooting.
Yeah, like I said, it just gets harder and harder to watch, man. It's gonna get hard the more you watch these to see that, yeah, it's not important, you know, to shut down, someone that says all life matters and don't give them the chance to explain why they see all life matters. They're trying to bring awareness to this thing that's happening to many of them also, that their stories aren't being heard, and people are trying to shut it down to make it about themselves and somebody else. So, let's be inclusive and thoughtful to everyone. Let's check out this next one. This one also is pretty rough to me, because the person is like all different type of victim that you can think: boy, girl, woman. It don't matter, and none of them are black. Hispanic, teenager, kid. This one now involves a deaf person, right? This person can't hear, and essentially, I think they're getting pulled over or something, and the cops, just lack of training. All this shows is just lack of training, man, and just the just constant use of excessive force, and that these type of people don't hear who's on receiving end. Let's watch this one.
There are new developments tonight in the deadly police shooting of an unarmed father in North Carolina. That young father was deaf. Daniel Harris was shot during a traffic stop near his home, a state trooper opening fire, and there are questions from neighbors and family asking, was Harris simply trying to use sign language when it happened? Police now searching through dash cam and body cam video on ABC's Lindsay Davis on a family
where you say,
demanding answers.
What happened to just using common sense?
Tonight, officials are searching through police dashboard and body camera video to find out why an unarmed deaf man was shot to death by police just feet away from his home. Police say they were trying to pull Daniel Harris over for speeding, but he didn't stop for 7 miles until he made it home and got out of his car. Why Harris didn't stop is unclear. Eyewitnesses suggest he may have been using hand gestures or sign language with police.
That guy's deaf. He didn't even hear the siren.
I don't care where you're going to come with.
Harris, the father of a 3-year-old, was killed by a single gunshot, according to authorities. His brother, who's also deaf, says police aren't trained enough in dealing with deaf people.
If the officer had known that he was deaf, it would have ended differently.
At a vigil, mourners wrote in chalk along his street, justice for Daniel.
Again,
authorities say they still need more time because so many officers responded to the scene. There's a tremendous amount of video evidence to pour through.
The true meaning behind that movement has not been lost by those that have tried to hijack it and turn it into a race war and try to tarnish the name and the work of honest protesters that went out there for the right reason, to bring honor to the people and demand justice to the people that were victim of these brutality type situation. And for many of you out there that don't know, like a majority of the supporters and a majority of the protesters out there standing with Black Lives Matter are honest, hardworking people. They're not trying to loot and all this stuff. But if you're naive, of course you're gonna believe that it's just black people going out there looting and doing all this stuff. I'm not saying there's not a couple of them that leave their home to go do that, but I'm saying the majority of the true meaning behind the Black Lives Matter movement is just to bring awareness to brutality against minority people and to ask for change in the policing. That's it. And we've been seeing in that change starting to sweep the nation. Cops are getting charged and losing their job for stuff like that. They've been making the laws a little bit better and trying to find new ways to make policing safer and better. So it's not all bad, man, but we just can't be insensitive to others that's trying to talk about issues that are affecting them as well, just because they're white, and just because they're saying all life matters. We know that some people that say all life matters use it to discredit or to shut down the Black Lives Matter movement, but not all of them. The majority, they won't even give them the chance to explain why they're saying it. They just take it as them being racist. I had that thinking as well before. When I heard Black Lives Matters and when I heard All Life Matters, I was furious when I heard All Life Matters at the time, because that's all close-minded I was at the time, that I wasn't even willing to listen or understand why they even would see that, So just, food for thought. You guys take care and have a good one. And that is it for today's reaction videos. Hope you guys enjoy. Leave your thoughts and comments in the video, and just drop a like and share it with someone if you enjoyed it. Right? You guys take care. Have a good one. God bless.